Cancer, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. In this video, every single week, we review the major planetary aspects and transits and how they are impacting your natal sun and what that means for your bottom line and your day-to-day. We start really broad with the big stuff, the stuff that's impacting everybody. And then we focus in on the information that's specific to Cancer. And then I break things down into the decans so that I can really pinpoint exactly how everything is impacting you, because not all Cancers are being impacted by the same planets and the same transits and aspects, well, they're not all forming the same aspects is the point. And that's why you're all not being impacted the same way. So this is a far more accurate understanding of astrology, and I call it a forecast because that's what it is. It is not a horoscope. Horoscopes are based on, I'm going to say, really bad astrology. To be honest, it doesn't really even work. So I hope you enjoy. All you need for this video is to know your birth date. That's it. If you want a real accurate understanding of everything that's going on, then grab your natal chart. It's easy. If you want to go grab one, it's free. You can get it online in many different places. Just search free natal chart. You need your birth date, your birth time, and your birth location. And then it'll spit out a whole chart for you, and you could just begin your exciting journey into astrology and self-discovery through astrology. So that would be awesome, but you don't need to do that now. You can just hang out with me and I will let you know if your birth date is included. Let's start off with the big stuff. Well, first of all, happy Cancer season. I hope you had a beautiful summer solstice. The longest day of the year, right? It was on the 21st that the sun moved into Cancer, and it was a summer solstice. Beautiful, beautiful energy surrounding it as well. A lot of positive vibes. We have Mercury sliding into Cancer on the 27th. Oh, so this week is between June 23rd. Happy birthday, Douglas Denny. It's my son's birthday. God bless him. What a blessing he's been to me. So I'm just the most blessed person in the world to be his mother. So happy birthday, my love. June 23rd to June 29th of 2023. That's what this covers. So this week, Mercury is going to head into Cancer, and you guys, in the first decans, when the first 10 days of Cancer season, boom, you will feel the thud. You just felt the thud of the sun, and now you're going to feel the thud of Mercury. Really kind of energized time for especially you guys, but I think the entire zodiac sign of Cancer. Mercury will conjunct the sun by the 26th, so the day before it transits into Cancer, it will actually be within 5 degrees of the sun. So the conjunction will begin before Mercury actually gets all the way into Cancer. We have some fantastic energy that a group of you is actually involved in. This is a real big week for a specific set of Cancerians, and we will get into that. But overall, the big stuff, a grand trine in the sky between Saturn, the sun, and the south node. It's a grand water trine. The sun is in Cancer. Saturn is at 7 degrees 7 degrees Pisces, and then we have 1 degree, the south node being at 1 degree Scorpio. So this is a grand water trine, which means ease and sometimes laziness, but definite flow, psychic and creative abilities, nurturing and cleansing. But with the planets, it involves the sun, Saturn, the south node, and by the 26th, it'll be Mercury conjunct the sun in this grand trine to Saturn in the south node. This is really being able to embrace who you are and your life purpose based on your talents and skills, and get that you're comfortable with. You've accepted this and you've learned how to practically apply them. This is really fantastic energy for nurturing or kind of harmonizing and evening out your career. So especially around the 26th, 27th, when Mercury conjuncts the sun, now we've got real great communication, harmonious with information, just a steady ebb and flow. So I really love this energy. I also love the fact that Jupiter is sextile to Saturn, What does that mean? It means that we can get anything done. Right? It means that the optimism and the adventurousness of Jupiter, the seeking, the wanting to learn and being optimistic, along with the tenacity, groundedness, and maturity and self-control of Saturn, sextile, man, all that together, it is a beautiful week for productivity. Really can't get better. Really can't get better, especially with that grand trine. Fantastic energy. We also have the Venus-Mars conjunction, and suki, that is sexuality. Oh, it is, absolutely. And with the fact that it's in Leo, it's happening in Leo, means it's also sensuality, sexuality in romance. This is a really happy, wonderful time for that. It's also, that conjunction is also square to, I don't want to get this wrong, square to Uranus, which means sexual revolution and maybe revelation, defying odds and not making the same mistakes you've made in the past. Why? Because the conjunction is also trying to Chiron. So this means not making the same mistakes, changing, being really able to revolutionize yourself, especially when it comes to your sexuality, sensuality, and romantic relationships, by not making the same mistakes twice because you've listened and learned from the past traumas. Fantastic energy. By the 29th, by the 29th, the sun is also going to be semi-square to Uranus and semi-square to Venus. So it's making a really interesting shape in the sky. And the moon by the 25th we're going to go over the moon too. There's a lot of stuff happening. Let's break it down into the decans. No, let's break it down to Cancer-specific energy. So if you know your natal chart and you know where your natal sun is... Nope, let's go back. I don't want to go there yet. Let's double down and think what is happening in the zodiac sign of Cancer. Okay. What is happening in the zodiac sign of Cancer? Number one, the sun. The sun is in the first decan of Cancer, which means the first 10 degrees of Cancer. It is going to travel between 1 and 7 degrees this week. Then we have Mercury entering Cancer on the 27th officially, and it will move between 1 and 5 degrees Cancer between the 27th and the 29th. Mercury moves fast. So that's what's happening in Cancer, which is all really impacting the first decan, right? It's all really impacting you guys, especially. And then we have the moon. So what is the moon doing? Well, let's go step by step. This week, the moon is moving between Virgo and Scorpio. While it is in Virgo, on the 23rd, it is going to be in direct opposition to Saturn. That means some tension can form when it comes to just your parents, just authority and stuff like that. It could be or maybe just a lot of activity that's going on there when it comes to your parents. Maybe it's your birthday, like my son, right? It's also by the 25th, it means it's where the moon is going to be in direct opposition to Neptune. What does that mean? Fogginess, dreaminess, could be a lot of creativity, could be a lot of psychic energy. Watch your dreams around this time. That's really when you could become very prophetic. And then we have the moon moving into Libra. While it's in Libra on the 26th, it's going to be square to the sun, quincunx to Jupiter. And by the 27th, it's going to be in opposition to Chiron, but trine Venus and Mars. The 27th is really in Libra, when a lot of healing energy could come through when it comes to relationships. Yeah. Or just making different choices when it comes to choosing the right people. And then as the moon moves into Scorpio on the 28th, it is going to conjunct the south node, and it's becoming part of the trine. So it conjuncts the south node, and it becomes part of the grand trine between the south node, Saturn, and the sun conjunct Mercury at that point. So that's really a tremendous day, Cancerians, for us to have clarity and really get opportunity, especially when it comes to our career. Some good news can really come in, or what we're building into the world. Absolutely. And then we have an opposition to Jupiter and an opposition to Uranus between the 28th and the 29th, which really just means we're really hyper stimulated. We want change, we want a difference, and we want to get there quickly. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it will be It will be frustrating and it will be agitating. Agitation could also push you in a good direction. It doesn't have to be bad, but it won't necessarily be comfortable, I think is what I'm saying. So let's get into the decans. If you know that your natal sun is located between 0 and 9 degrees Cancer, then it falls in the first decan of Cancer, and you are Cancer ones. This correlates to June birthdays for Cancer. So between the 22nd and say the 30th and maybe the 1st, July 1st. It's you guys who form the first, it's your birthdays who form the first decan of Cancer. The first thing I put down on the paper was wow. You guys know I take my notes. You know I take my notes. I said, wow, because this is it. You got hit with the sun right on the summer solstice, especially you guys born on that Gemini cusp. So the 22nd, 23rd, especially you, bam, hit with the sun. By the 27th, bam, you're going to be hit with Mercury, which is going to be conjunct the sun. This is cleverness, this is clarity, and this is huge transformation and expansion when it comes to using your skill sets to create productivity in your world. Real harmony and lots of fortune when it comes to especially your career or just stuff that you're really trying to create in the world. You guys are conjunct Mercury and the sun. I said trine to Saturn, South Node. You're also sextile to Jupiter. So all this, that would be fortuitous on its own. Now all of a sudden you're also sextile to Jupiter, but you've been sextile to Jupiter for a while because it's been in the first decan of Taurus for a while. Guys, this has got to be one of the best fucking weeks of your life. I'm just going to say it. Please take this blessing and happy birthday because I just got to chill. It's happening right on your birthdays. This week, June 23rd to the 29th. Almost. I don't mean to leave you 20 seconds out. But you can still put yourself in there because it started happening around the 22nd too. So it's your birthdays. It's the first decan of Cancer. Happy birthday. What a happy and beautiful birthday you will experience this year. That's all I got to say. Now, I also put wow because by the 27th, or specifically I think the 20... Hold on a second. By the 28th, the moon is also there. The moon is also going to be in that beautiful trine. So that means just peace and happiness and real kind of harmony and acceptance within yourself and with who you are, harmonizing with the sun and Mercury, and this sense of even memory and psychic retrieval when it comes to South Node and where you've come from, and then maybe inspiration to create and use that energy to build out in the world. This is a particularly powerful day for you. 27th, 28th, FYI. Whew. I got chills for you guys. That's happy birthday to you. So, Cancer 2s, which I'm included in. My natal sun is at 14 degrees Cancer, and my birthday is July 6th. So, you could figure, if you know that your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees Cancer, you're Cancer 2s. Your birth dates correlate to about July, maybe 1st, sometimes 1st, 2nd, definitely, through the 10th or maybe 11th. So it's about the first 10 days of July that it would include you guys. But just if you could sort of imagine it, my birthday is the 6th and my sun is at 14 degrees. So it's kind of give yourself those estimates. Do you know what I'm saying? But that toggles between the year too, because it depends on where the sun was when Cancer season started. So that's why most accurately, I can give you estimates, but most accurately is get your natal chart. Just an FYI. If you were born around the 8th, 9th, or 10th, your natal sun is really hardcore square to Chiron. Now, all of us are being impacted with the square to Chiron, but it's really you guys that are within that 5-degree range of real square to Chiron. Now, I gotta tell you, it was happening to me last year, and maybe for the past last year, say so it's definitely for a while, because Chiron hangs around for a while. But you guys are really going to be feeling it the most powerful. Whatever kind of injuries, whatever kind of traumas. It's also just life in general. Everything seems like it's extra difficult and has to teach you the hard way. And it is a real pain in the ass. But this is the training ground. This is when you get prepared for the Olympics. This is when you get prepared for your greatness, your Herculean acts. This is it. So this is your training ground. It means we have been trained, or we're being trained for what I believe is our amazing abundance. If you were born around the 1st or the 2nd of July, your natal suns are sextile to Jupiter already. So Jupiter is moving closer and closer. I think by the end of this week, it'll be at 9 degrees Taurus. So it's moving closer and closer to the second decan, but it's especially you guys who are born at the beginning of July who are really going to be experiencing it even right now. Sextile to Jupiter it's one of the most fortunate and lucky things that can happen to you. So enjoy it, because you're gonna be feeling it before any of us are. And then around the 9th or 10th, if your birthday's around the 9th or 10th, your natal suns are long-term sextile to Uranus, which means clever and ingenuitive. It means finding opportunities maybe in tech or with technology by using technology. It also means wanting to, doing things differently and having it work for you, opening up doors by trying new things and by being curious and not accepting the same old. So this could actually be a particularly exciting and stimulating time for you guys. Cancer 3s. Cancer 3s, if your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Cancer, you are Cancer 3s. That correlates to about July, maybe 11th or 12th for the birthdays through the 21st. I basically usually say probably like the 11th or 12th through the 21st. That is you guys, 100%. Especially if you're born on that Leo cusp, you are in opposition to Pluto. And that means a major dynamic change is happening to your life. It is stimulating you. You are going to feel compelled to just level up and be more than you've ever been before. It also means that you have a very formidable and intimidating kind of way about you, and people will pick that up. It's also a very psychic energy. That's long term. You're also sextile to Uranus. That's long term as well. Once again, curiosity, surprises that actually work out for you, all the stuff that I said for Cancer 2s. But if you're born around the 11th or 12th, you're already square to Chiron, because Chiron's at 19 degrees Aries. So you're already starting to feel life beating it out of you, and already starting to feel, why is this extra? It's not something you can't deal with, but it's like all the time. It's got to be the hardest. And maybe that can be partially your mindset too, because you're trying to understand things at a deeper level. But you've definitely already started to feel it and hopefully learn from it. And that goes on for years, at least 2 for you guys. So just an FYI. And then you have a sextile to Neptune. A trine to Neptune, which is extraordinarily psychic energy. If you've been getting dreams, just trust them. Trust your intuition, your brain, whatever, but it is right on. Your intuition is right on, Cancer 3s. But you're also quincunx to Saturn, which means there's frustration. There's constant frustration that will hopefully inspire you to act or act upon something when it comes to authority, rules, laws, regulations, maybe even your parents, something like that. It's trying to stimulate you into questioning things, especially with that sextile to Uranus. Question the norm. Question your norm and question your comfort zones. This is the time for you to do it so that you can become the better version of yourself. It's a really transformative energy that you're going through right now. So you let me know in the comments below how you're experiencing this energy. Please subscribe to Astrology Motivation. Thank you for helping us reach 10,000 subscribers here. Fantastic. And come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card reading. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.